What would you think if one day you didn't need to work, didn't have to worry about money, and everything was taken care of by the government? Sounds like paradise, right? But the story of the Aboriginal people of Australia might make you think twice. Hello everyone. In today's video, I want to share a story that left me with a lot of thoughts, the story of the Aboriginal people of Australia. Recently, I had a chance to visit a community of Aboriginal people. They have lived on the Australian continent for a very long time. Scientific research suggests they have been there for about 50,000 to 70,000 years. That's a really long time. If you visit Australia and buy some souvenirs, you'll notice patterns of dots in red or black. These are the traditional Aboriginal designs. One of the most iconic items is the boomerang, something that instantly reminds people of Australia. I once read an article discussing why the Aboriginal people have lived for so long but did not develop other civilizations. It was quite an interesting read. This story is set in modern Australian history. When the British Empire discovered the Australian continent and began colonization, they treated the Aboriginal people very poorly. There were killings and harsh policies. There's even a period in Australian history known as the Stolen Generations. That term refers to Aboriginal children who were taken from their families due to British policies. This part of history is powerfully portrayed in a well-known film. You should watch it if you get the chance. As Australia modernized and became more humane, they introduced policies to atone for past wrongs. In the early 2000s, the government even made a formal public apology to the Aboriginal people and introduced many compensatory policies, including significant financial support. At first, this seems like a happy ending. But in reality, these welfare policies have created a new and painful issue that the Australian government is now struggling with. Many of us have probably felt worn down by the pressures of daily life, and perhaps we've wished someone would just take care of us so we wouldn't have to work. In English, there's a saying, "Be careful what you wish for." And it fits this case perfectly. The very thing we dream of, not having to work, is at the root of the problem now facing Aboriginal communities. You may wonder how this is a problem. They live in a peaceful country, are fully supported by the government, don't have to worry about money, healthcare, or anything really. That sounds like paradise, right? But it's not. When I visited the area where they live, I felt a heavy, gloomy atmosphere. Statistics show high rates of crime and domestic violence in these communities. I later came to understand why. Imagine being born into a life where everything is provided. You don't need to think or strive. As you grow, you don't need a job, because the government provides everything. So you wake up every day without purpose, with nothing to do. Every day feels the same. Life becomes incredibly boring. While this might sound appealing for a short time, living like that year after year becomes deeply depressing. That's why many people turn to substances or other destructive behaviors, and this is a major challenge facing the Australian government today. I share this story because it left me with many reflections. In our daily lives, we often feel tired or overwhelmed. We're born into a system where we have to study hard, graduate, find a job, and then get caught in the cycle of work. Sometimes it feels exhausting. But through this story, I want to offer you a different perspective. These very struggles, the journey from one goal to another, are what make life interesting and worth living. These are the things the Aboriginal communities, in this context, are lacking. This is my first video. I hope this story gives you a new perspective and perhaps a little motivation, especially if you're going through a difficult time. Please leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.